Welcome back to another episode of Dad and Ish. It's your boy Chocolate Dad.
It's your boy Saya, aka Saya.
This dude.
Yo.
It's your boy Styles, aka Styles.
It's your boy 95. Listen, man, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you guys continue like you've been doing to like, subscribe, follow, tell a friend to tell a friend. Everything's been going phenomenal. We appreciate all the feedback, interaction we've been getting on the YouTube, the Instagram, the Twitters, the Facebooks. So appreciate everybody keeping it up. Make sure you guys are watching the views. And,
back with another episode, baby.
Back with another episode.
Listen, we going to keep these episodes coming, whether you guys are watching or not.
We shooting, baby. We going to keep shooting.
We ain't going to stop. You feel me? This is how it starts.
Y'all gonna start watching. We know what it is. Y'all gonna start watching.
No, I mean they watching, but they don't start watching more. I want people
But
to
they got to start telling a friend to tell a friend. That's the problem,
man. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, because I kid you not. Every time somebody see me like, yo, I love your podcast. Yo, it was a dope idea. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Facts.
You know, we need y'all to tell other people because we trying to
listen. Y'all want to act all bougie and want to support us and all that now. I know y'all do.
Because when people don't want you,
when I see us on major platforms and stuff,
that's a fact.
And I want to hear. I don't want to hear we acting bougie or we turn on our people.
Not at all. Because that's not even our personality. Like, it is what it is.
Nah.
Oh man,
we love y'all.
We also understand. It's a podcast. And a lot of you listen to it on the train rides, bus rides, in the cars and whatnot, and we do see that. We see the analytics. We appreciate that. Make sure whatever platform you're listening to it on, you're giving us 5 stars. Could be some 5-star motherfuckers. You heard?
Feel me?
But I appreciate that. But yo,
real quick, I just want to say congratulations to Jax for walking.
My boy's walking.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
9.5 months.
So my boy's walking.
Like we said in a couple episodes back, my son didn't start walking after his birthday.
Yeah, mine's also.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yo. I don't know how to describe it. Like 2 weeks ago, like I was home on a Saturday, right? Because I was just home chilling, whatever, and he did like a half step. So like he was on FaceTime with his godmother, and he did like a. But I think we got so excited, it startled him. So he's like, oh.
Yeah.
But then, a couple of days, he went to sleep. And I feel like, yo, baby, I don't know how it is, but babies go to sleep and they download an update. Because he woke up the next day, right? I got home and my leg was off and she got him from my mom's crib and he was just prancing around like, yo, yeah, I do this now. Like,
you know what's even more dope? It's even more dope, and we touched on this in the other episode that you got to see it. You was there.
Yeah.
You wasn't at work. You lived in the moment.
That's the best. That's the
fire.
There's no better joy than seeing your kid take his first steps and you are there and not nobody calling your phone or sending you a video because it's like I was there. You will forever remember that moment.
Or any milestone. Now my son is putting on his slippers by himself on the right foot. Like, and every time I see him, I'm like, boy, like you're one.
That's key, right? Putting it on the right foot. Like, you know what. That's amazing, yo.
Yeah, this is the comfortable foot.
Another thing, my son now, like, we doing the flashcards and like games and stuff.
That's fire.
He got it like.
You should name your kid Dexter.
No.
He's in a laboratory.
You know what's crazy, right?
Super smart.
Because my son now 1.5, right? And like we went to the doctor recently. Like we was like last week or something like that, or 2 weeks ago. And the doctor was like, 18 months now. He should be like saying 8 to 10 words. And we like, damn, because he kind of not speaking. Like he don't say words. He say some, very, very little. But I know he's very smart and really knowledgeable of what's going on. Like he got great communication skills. So. I was saying like it doesn't matter. Like I can't force him to speak. He gonna do what he do. But end of the day, it's like he's super smart. Like he can open up Netflix. I give him a phone. He could work a phone to the point where a text message come through. He know to open it up, close it up. A phone call come through. He could pick up. He know to open up the phone.
Yo, when I see y'all kept like challenging him with like the card thing
or
whatever.
So the flashcards.
Like,
the flashcards what we do. Like
I told him the same thing. Super smart.
So the flashcards what we do. We just like to me. I feel like he's trying to play us because like we give him the one flashcard and he do it boom 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 no problem. I don't have to say what it is. He's know like to look at it and I know like the brain overall for people no matter what age memorize rhythm and photos. That just doesn't matter. They memorize rhythm and photos. That's why songs is catchy. You remember a song better. You remember your schoolwork and like pictures. You probably can't know where how to get somewhere GPS wise, but you go, oh, make a turn with a red building. Oh, I saw the McDonald's over here. I make a left. You know, that's how the memory works. And I see that a lot now. I knew that my whole life, but now I seize it firsthand with my son because I can give him a car, he can match it with no problem. So now we got challenge him now. Like, let's see how smart you really is. So we put the whole book, the whole flashcard set. It's like 4 or 5 cards, all of them. It's like 30 pictures. Go ahead, give him card by card. Find it. And he's getting it, and it's just like I'll be like, yeah.
You might think in his head, "Ha, simple human."
No. That's how I felt when he getting the first cards, 4 pictures, and he like boom, 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 boom. Yay! All right, next.
I was telling T, I'm like, yo, his son is like, my son is smart, but his son is like generational smart, like. With the new generation where they could just move on the computer. My son, he's not moving the tablet. Or we got to change it for him. But you know, he could say his colors. You know, he speaks. It's more challenging for his son because he's learning 2 languages. That's probably why. So he's not speaking right now.
But think about it like this, right? So, granted, he's learning 2 languages, and he's still able to do that. So when he do start speaking, we knew it was going to be crazy. He's going to be disrespectful. What's gonna happen is he's gonna look at you and know that you don't know the Spanish like that, and he's gonna curse your ass out.
No.
In Spanish,
no. That's not
and he's gonna go to his mom, and he's gonna go to his mom like, yo,
that's not gonna twist it.
We gonna tell you about homeboy.
Let's not get it twisted. I've been picking up a lot on the Spanish.
I hope so, because he's gonna be running circle around
un poquito, suavemente.
Nah, but I can't speak it or write it, nothing like that. But I can 100% understand a lot of it, and I just learn by like how I learn things is overall, and I will pick certain things and just keep picking that until I get that part. I got that part, move on to the next now. And me and my lady, because they speak Spanish, and I'll let them speak Spanish. Like sometimes they speak Spanish, but oh no, go ahead. I'm gonna learn it. Find out when y'all talking shit about me. Find out when y'all not. So I find out. So while they speaking, I ask questions. Hey, because especially if it's a word or a phrase I hear frequently, I ask, what does that mean? What does that mean? So once I get like those, that's how you learn. Like, that's how I learn. Once I get the phrases and certain words and what does that mean down pat, I go, oh, all right. Okay. So now it's crazy. Like I be knowing a lot of stuff.
You tired of calling you that black motherfucker?
Yeah, you know, nah, they don't do that. But like, so I be outside now. Like it's crazy. Like people speak Spanish on the phone, like out in the public. I know certain phrases and words. I be like, oh shit.
Like word, damn, bro, you violating shorty.
That phrase. I know what that mean, and it get kind of
but
man,
that's like hearing that kind of stuff like is. Like it's phenomenal. Like the kids is walking, like those milestones. The kids is walking, the kids is talking. They doing those kind of things, and you know, like a couple of weekends ago, we baptized Jax. So and that was a beautiful event. We had a really great time, and everything worked out, even with COVID and everything like that. It was just amazing. Shout out to one of Jackson's godfathers over here, my boy Styles.
Yes, sir.
So that was great.
Even though he knew me longer, but it's all right.
It's cool. I don't love you. I don't love you nonetheless.
Yeah, that's why when I saw him at the thing, he just gave me that funny look. He like he ain't giving a pound, nothing. Like you don't like, you don't know him. Like you don't be seeing each other.
See him every week, right? But I mean, everything worked out lovely, and we were able to do that, and that's really something that's important to us. And just those milestones, being able to be there for those things and whatnot, and you know that kind of brings us to what's really been going on in the last week, right? So for anybody, for any reason, if you have been living under a rock, a shell, under the sea, whatever you've been doing, obviously the George Floyd, let me not say that, because Mr. George Floyd was not on trial. However, the officer who was convicted on all 3 charges, again, former officer,
the white officer,
ex-officer,
let's call it what it is, the white officer,
who was convicted on all 3 charges. You know, that trial ended last week, and you know, it feels. For me, it feels funny.
It's like finally, but it's like I feel like they just giving us something.
Like here's one.
All right, out of the millions, we give y'all one, whatever. You know, because I saw.
To be honest, bro, there was no way if that
Nah,
didn't go.
You saw some of the trial. You saw some of
the
witnesses.
Yeah,
it was a kind
I
of
seen
shit.
the part where he wanted like a mistrial or something like that.
Not even. Like one of the doctors I saw a video, he was stating that like George Floyd possible death could have been from the car fumes.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't breathe.
But then how do you get his head over there?
It was a lot of outrageous stuff. Like,
it was a few like
his age. He was on fentanyl.
Yeah, but overall, the defense had him. The defense team had them like on their toes, like, oh wow.
But a lot of times stuff I see it, I don't really let it get to me because it's like I know the game. Because a lawyer's got to get a man off of murder. Whether it's God forbid somebody like somebody's got to fight the fight. Yeah. So I don't even get hyped with it. But then whatever it is, what you see is what it is. I mean, of course, it's a different situation because there's a cop on camera killing a person. It's not a situation of like, dude ran into the store and shot whatever. Like, somebody gonna still fight the fight. Gotcha. It was disrespect to just the fact that y'all trying to find all type of stupid ass.
But that's
variables.
what they supposed to do.
But that's their job.
Which
crazy on that part.
Right? Like, so like, in terms of legality, we all understand what a defense attorney's job is.
Exactly.
Because we would have did the same thing if we was up there.
I'm
like,
getting paid. I'm doing my job.
Which I get, right? And I also I went to school for pre-law. And at
one
point,
did a lot of things, bro.
Had careers. This job. I don't think he ever had a job. He had none but careers. How you come out of college with straight careers?
But it is something that, and initially I thought I wanted to pursue, right? And dealing through life and things of that nature, I decided that's not it. But seeing and watching somebody be a defense attorney, I know that is not an easy thing. Because regardless of what, if you have a moral compass at all, right? Your client obviously will confide in you what the truths are so you can defend it to the best of your ability. But it's like, yo, bro, like, don't get me, like, do you fucking know how long 9 minutes is? Like, he thought I was wilding for splashing for longer than 4 minutes. For 9, but think, bro, for real, like.
Now, you ain't wilding, but I'm saying, that's on you.
It is.
That's on you.
Bro, but.
Don't blame the baby, that's what I was saying.
Nah, I didn't blame the baby, I'm just saying.
4 minutes all you need.
Yo, like, over 9 minutes. 9 minutes and 26 to 27 seconds. Like
you on son neck.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, yo, do you fucking know
I can't even get neck that long.
Dude, he finds a joke with everything.
Yo, listen, that's life.
Yeah,
it is. But I mean, but I'm saying, but that's true. Like, think about like when you watch a TV show. Like, that's why I don't watch regular TV no more. Like, if it's it gotta be like after the fact. I'm not sitting through a minute commercial. So 9 minutes and 26 seconds, you were there. Like, come on.
And that's what says. And that's the crazy part because, like you said, 9 minutes. I don't care who neck you stepping on for 9 minutes. I don't care the dude you're a brolic dude working in the gym. I don't care if you whatever working out got the strong neck. I'm gonna say pause for the dude, of course. But it's just like, yo, you on somebody's neck that long.
It's gonna hurt.
Yo, it doesn't. That ain't gonna hurt.
Then you dead. That's like being put in the headlock
for 9 minutes.
For 9 minutes, bro. Nah, get the fuck out of here.
But for me, it's even worse. Right? Think about it. Like your legs are stronger than your arms.
That's a fact.
So to be there, right? And
now the sad part is he was able to do some chilling shit. Like
but it was almost like it was on some conquering type of shit though. Like you on somebody's
the king of the jungle.
It is, right?
Like, what are you trying to get out of that?
So
by stepping on, having a knee on somebody.
I had like the day of the verdict work, right? So I got home from work. Becca was off that day. She had Jags. I got home. Like, we were doing a lot of. I was just doing a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Running around. I'm like, yo, I'm just about to lay down for an hour real quick because I know I forgot what I had to go do. I know I had to go out the crib, but let me just lay down for an hour. But right when I was like, I'm about to walk to the bedroom, I got the alert that like, oh, the verdict is in.
At 4:30, it was in.
Yeah, like, no, it's in, but they're like, oh, it's going to come between that time.
4:30 and 5. I got that same alert too.
It was about to be like 4 o'clock. I'm like,
yeah, I stayed up.
I just went in the room, tidied it up a little bit, and then she hit me like, yo, across the house, like, yo, they on TV. So I'm coming, I sit down, and, you know, my daughter homeschools right now with everything going on. I'm like, yo, whatever you're doing, it can wait. Come outside. You need to be here to see this. You know what I'm saying? And
that's powerful.
It was like, and I had my son. I know he was a little cranky. He was tired, and I know that he won't remember this. But as a father, like I needed to have him in my hands when this happened.
My son was asleep.
Because
I was
for
in
me,
the car driving.
My son was asleep.
because it was like,
I was working.
yo, like what is America gonna do?
That's a fact.
What is America gonna do? Because like even at my job, we were getting emails and alerts like, yo, listen, be on high alert if we get any jobs in these particular areas. Like the Barclays, I already knew. Like cops was outside, patrol, everything was already set up, and it was bananas because. Like, what do you do?
They got to give us one. They had to give us one, though. They had to get one.
You know why? What is that giving us something?
You're right.
That's fucked up. Give me one.
But it's reality, bro.
Nah, it is.
The other day, I seen a video on Instagram. This white man, he's in the car. He's telling the cops pulled him over. He's telling them, "I will shoot you," and he drove off.
What? Hold on. What?
Son. Exactly what I just said. He drove off, and that was the end of the video. I would shoot you. Son drove off, and that was the end of the video.
That was like a prank, a joke.
I don't know.
I fucking doubt it. He was white, right?
Yeah,
but then look at a couple of weeks ago, right?
Never.
A man.
Before we say I will bow.
A man, who is serves in our military, mixed race, not doing nothing.
Nothing, bro.
Nothing.
In Virginia, but
and I'm like, yo, are you fucking like? First of all,
it was just over authority.
Hand-to-hand combat. You already know what time it is.
You're gonna get your ass whooped.
So that's what you like. So I'm sorry, Rick, I'm gonna let you finish. But like what you was saying, right? So it's like exerting authority.
It's a whole different,
It's
somebody who was in uniform. Like
uniform,
it
doesn't even matter. It's not the uniform.
No, it's the color.
It's the color.
They didn't care. And the guy,
exactly.
The crazy part about that video is the partner after a while. The partner was looking like,
you could see the partner was
right.
like,
Because even when that officer,
but
when he saw him in uniform, he was just like when somebody see I got dark ass tints on my truck, right? So like you can't really see. If I roll the window down, you be like, oh, what up, bro? Like that's you. Mm-hmm. He looked, he finally seen the uniform. He was like, yeah, and. Like,
but you know what's crazy? What I saw recently too, like a few days ago, like a week ago probably. Like it was a story of a woman that was a cop that was off duty.
Sean,
I forgot her name.
No, but honestly, that situation, she should have never lied about pulling out a taser versus a gun.
I'm not even talking about that. See?
Oh, it's another one? He's out here just killing people.
No, see, that's how you cut me off. So look. There was a lady, like I saw, it happened a year ago, but I saw the interview she did on the radio or whatever. And what happened was she was an off-duty cop in the store, and a cop was in the store and was in confrontation with a suspect or whatever, or a black man doing whatever. The cop was choking the guy. The off-duty cop intervened with it and stopped and got the cop. She said, hey, let him go. You were hurting him. I'm not sure the exact words, but some sort of that, and like the cop kept going. I think it was upstate Buffalo or something like that. If I'm not mistaken. So she jumped on the cop. She even jumped. She walked through and pulled his arm off his neck.
Wait, what was the suspect?
It was a black guy or something like that. So what happened was, long story long, she intervened on him. She's off duty cop. They came. She stopped. The person wound up living. They was good. Cops came. The police department wound up firing her because of that, because she intervened. On some like why you did that. So the story, the interview I seen and like I was listening to, like she was like fired for that, for like helping. And it was just like so crazy, like, and so
she was black.
She was black, and she been in a job like 20-something. She's about to retire, right? So like what I also saw, it was like just recently, like I'm talking like. The purpose of having an interview was her speaking about what happened, like the good that happened. So like they stripped her from everything, pension, everything. They took off the job and did all because she helped stop the cop from doing. And they felt so. The good thing that came out of it was now what I heard that she got her pension back. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to say her name. I think it was Carol. Her last name was Carol because now she passed a law in that county or state. I think New York, probably state, like upstate, probably. It was called the Carol law. I might be wrong, but I could look it up. It's Carol something. That was her name. So it was Carol. And what happens is it says that off-duty cops can intervene with on duty cops and can stop them if they see them doing something wrong. Because I also feel like when things like this happen to like cops,
you gotta hold your own accountable.
Exactly, and like it'd be a partners, people there watching it happen, and like so there's a law, and she says they still working on trying to make that law federal, so it go all over all the states, and it's just crazy how that's not even a law where like you have to just look the other way on some like.
But it's crazy because think about it, right? If you're an off-duty officer of the law, whatever branch or whatever the case may be, right? And I just got off 10 o'clock, whatever time, I'm headed home. You got your radio, you hear a call, and you respond. They're not gonna be like, yo, why the hell you showed up? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you showed up to help. So like, how was that a thing? But it is because he's black.
Yeah, they that's from the story they try to like crucify like. He was the worst person of all. But she had a good lawyer defense team, and they knocked it out. And they wound up she didn't work for like the whole year. And they want to get in that back pay. Yeah, like, yo, like, y'all, like, they, right now, she was, like, probably the best thing she ever did. Cause she was older, about to retire anyways, like, yo.
Yeah, but the stress, of that year and the dealing with all that
it was horrible, but insane. It's just, like, a lot of the officers a lot of them were easier looked out the way and not correct their partner when they're doing something wrong. It just and there's always times you can see that, and it's like it's nothing you can do about that.
Like at first I'm like that's insane, but now I'm looking back and like, yo, how many cops are on scene during George Floyd's situation?
There was a couple of them out
because
there.
Because of work or whatever, I wasn't able to tune in as often as I would have liked, right? But I did see a recap of like the young 9-year-old's testimony. Mm-hmm. And how she felt and what she's seen and what is going on. And then you have like EMS showing up like, yo, get off. Like, bro, it is nothing more than, yo, I'm going to kill this nigga.
That's a fact.
You know,
that's all it fucking was.
Yo, that's just I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but that's such it's not small because there's so many more that happen. Mm-hmm. So then it's even like now we all men with boys. Mm-hmm. And the thing is like, you know, people love to say, why didn't you just comply? Why didn't you just do this? It's so easy to say certain things about what you should do. But it's just like, even in the sense of like, I didn't have that conversation with my parents to say, how do you handle when police is dealing with you? Never. Because they're different animals now. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say I had my run-ins with police because I wasn't no in the street, whatever. But the reality is, it's crazy you say you be whatever you was doing, but then I could be coming home from work. Most of my occasions with police officers is me coming home from work doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Too. Like I had one situation, I remember the cop get me, I'm in my driveway, and then three, four of them come out, and then they pat me down in the situation because I'm not knowing whatever it is. And I'll never forget the cop says to me, he's patting me down, he's like, why your heart beating so fast? And I said to myself, it's like, yo, you just rolled up on me like that.
For no reason.
Yeah, I'm scared. Like, what kind of question is that?
And the crazy part is like, nobody puts fear in me. But the reality is, it's like, yo, you give me a snake, yo, I know them shits bite. Mm-hmm. You a cop, I know y'all kill. So it's just like, I'm sitting, that's why I'm sitting here.
That's a good ball.
That's the reason why my heart is beating fast. Because like, I don't know what the situation is going to come out.
So let me ask you two a question. Because our son is 1.5, about to be 2. You guys, you have a daughter,
teenagers,
who's about 13, right? 14. Your son is 13 and
14.
10.
10, 14.
10 and 14. Like, how do you guys have that conversation with them? It's different for me because my lady, she's in law enforcement. Okay. So, like, me personally, I don't have no animosity against anyone. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate cops. I might joke about it a lot, like, but I really don't hate anyone. And it's not because she's a cop. It's just that I know everyone is not a bad person, or everyone doesn't make bad decisions.
For me, like, so I have quite a few people who I am like close with, or I can call on my cell phone, text whenever it can be, who are in law enforcement, right? Mm-hmm. But I didn't know they were in law enforcement until I was already a grown black man in society. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we might have gone to high school or college together. So I look at law enforcement the same way I looked at it my entire life, right? So, well, let me not say that, my adult life. So as a kid, it isn't really the same thing. You know, as a kid, because when we were kids, I could say, I should just say for myself. When I was a child.
Yeah, I was about to say that because, I mean, I wasn't in the streets, but I did have my running with officers for no reason.
When I was a child growing up, like my Haitian household, like, I wasn't really going outside like that by myself until I was in like the 7th, 8th grade. So I was already 12, 13 years old, you know? So by that time, my parents had instilled in me a way to move for different fears. You know, back then it was like, yo, like if you had a JanSport, you probably get stabbed and jumped. If you had a Columbia jacket, you have to, you know what I'm saying? You know, by my hood, you know, it was Crip shit. Or if you go by this side, you know, my mother, till this day, my mother, like if I wear like red, my mom be like, yo, you going outside? Fuck are you? Like, yeah, I'm outside.
That's a fact.
So you know me,
like, yeah, I'm going outside, but she be like, no, to be careful, but like,
yeah, my mom said the same. I think it's a
33 years
Haitian
old,
thing.
but I mean, no, it's not though. You see what I'm saying? It's not, because a lot of mothers are just like, like the way that mothers protect and pray for their sons is a different thing. Mm-hmm. So my mom, even like as an adult, like I'm getting in my car, I'm doing what I want to do. It's fine. I remember when I was like my early 20s. My mom was, she was finishing up, like, not even that, I would say late teens. She was finishing up nursing school, and she was working at a hospital in right off the Brooklyn Bridge, right? I think it was called Downtown Hospital, right off the Brooklyn Bridge. So one of her coworkers, they didn't live far from the house. They lived like on Ditmas or something like that. So rather than drop all the way home, they were just like, yo, go into their crib, and me and my pops would take a ride 5 minutes out Flatbush, pick her up, right? We was waiting for her by like Ditmas and Flatbush, where they got like a fruit and vegetable stand.
That's Crip Central over there. Crip Central.
I don't know what time it is, but it was not even. It had nothing to do with none of that.
Oh, okay.
Me and my father were just in the car, just waiting on my mother to get dropped off, and we just go around, come down to first, go down, and we head home. Cars running or whatever. It's like fairly fair weather outside, but it's not warm enough to have the windows down. So the car is just running or whatever, and the boys run up. Flashlights all crazy or whatever. My pops is Haitian, you know what I'm saying? He's like, what the fuck? What was going on or whatever? Everybody get out the car. Definitely the oh was a lot deeper and a lot more serious in that moment. But we get out the car or whatever. My father like, what happened? He didn't do nothing. Leave him alone. So immediately my father's like, yo, because I was driving. At the time I was like 18, 19 or whatever. So I'm driving. He's like, yo, leave him alone. He didn't care about himself. He was just like, yo, just leave him alone. And the cop's like, what are y'all doing here? Or whatever. He's like, yo, we waiting for my wife to get dropped off, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. But, oh, well, you know, there was something in the area, whatever.
Fits the description.
There's always something in the area.
Bro, literally what you
fit
just
the description.
said. Fit the description.
I have a story right
What are the description of a middle-aged Haitian male and a teenage son? Mm-hmm. Like, what description do we fit for what you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
And like my father was one of the most fearless men I've ever seen in my life. Like if you had a gun to his face, he'd probably be like, "Do it, do it." But I've never seen him so scared in my life because of the way that the police were handling me, and for literally nothing. There've been times where like I've walked out of my building. I might have parked like on the block. Like I might run upstairs, go outside, go out, pick somebody up. We have to go outside. Cops run on the block. Boop, boop, where you going? Mm-hmm. My man's. I know you saw me walk out of where I live. Mm-hmm. What are you asking me about?
And I saw you walking me. You see me walk into where I live.
like
they've been watching you for a minute.
You've been sitting here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's such a thing where it's like you can never be easy. You can never just be.
And the thing is, like, the question he asked, he was talking about like talking to our kids. And the thing is, like, I don't know what to say at this point right now. Because the reality is, like, what? Talk with respect. Like, what was this? Philandro? He was in the car. Castile, he had a gun in his car. He said to the cop, "You got a gun." He shot him. You can't say, comply. People love on social media say, "Well, why didn't he comply?" Like, y'all, like y'all ain't even in that situation. Y'all probably never been in a situation. Like I said, I have no reason not to comply, but yet I'm still in the threat. Again, just happened about a couple of weeks ago. I'm driving my car coming down. These roll up on me. Oh, you were speeding. And of course, in the sense you can't even play that smart shit with them. Because you don't want to make it more.
First of all, it's bullshit because it's these. These don't pull you off for traffic.
But let me tell you what happened. I'm going one way, going the other. I again pull into the driveway. He's like, "Oh, you speeding?" I'm like, "So what you clock me at?" He gets quiet. "Oh, your tints is too dark in your car." I'm like, "It's tint exempt." "Oh, they only give like 10 million of those." I'm like, I got one. I'm like, yo, and in my mind, like in a sense, is like I said to myself, in all respect, I'm not the nigga you think I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm a black
You
man.
looking for a reason. Like,
And
look at.
then he sits there, hold on, he rolls his eyes. And I laughed at myself. I said, like, that seemed a little personal. Then he sits there and say, unless you show me some type of documentation, show me like why you should have, you don't wear glasses. I'm like, and it says MV, I think it's MV808 or something like that, MV08. If you look on the tag on the car, so like I have in my car. And he's just like, oh, sure. I'm like, and I said to him, like, are you a doctor or are you a police officer? Because under HIPAA law, I don't have to show you why I have this documentation on the car. So he says to me, oh, all said and done, we go back and forth. Oh, you can't have it on your back window. I'm like, when the documents came in, you can have it on any window except for your windshield. No, it should be on your windshield. I'm like, it says you can have it on any window except for your windshield. And he sit there. I got quiet at the point. Now I'm just like, I look at him. I'm like, what are we even talking about right now?
Yeah.
So he says to me, last thing he says, he gave me my license back, and he says to me, oh, slow down. It's a nice car. I was like, I know. And then he gets all in the car and goes away. I'm like, yo, so what the hell was all that for? Like, the reality, yeah.
And you know what's crazy? The two parts. One, if I'm in my personal driveway, you actually don't have any right to come on my property for me.
But then let's be real. That sounds all good and gravy. Well, what the fuck does that mean to them?
No,
that's shoot me in my back. I'm going in my dog.
But that's what I'm saying, right? So in any white community or whatever, right? We've seen videos
that won't even
that
happen.
people do some shit.
They
sniff a cop, shoot a cop, whatever. They run onto their probably run to the crib. The cops stop them like, oh, like it's an invisible force field or some shit like that, right? But back to the question you asked, it's a very different conversation. Because the conversation that, like, you know, he'll have with his son, I can't have with my daughter. Because
yeah, she might, but she might not.
But I also have to understand, right? Because she's dealing with, like, my daughter. I treat like, yo, bro. Like, I would do the rest of my life in jail on my hands, no issues, because I understand that she is a young woman in society, so she has to deal with other males in society who are looking after to come after her, right? Now she also has to deal with ignorant police, right? Because we've seen children be dragged out of schools, thrown around. We've seen these security officers body slamming children. The other day we was playing around with the scale because my son likes crawling under everything under the sun. He pulls the scale out or whatever. So my daughter just stands on it. She's 103 pounds. Like, that's nothing. Like what do we? Like, no, that's not even nothing on the bench press or nothing. So you think a grown ass man not gonna fling her around? And I also I play with her in the house sometimes in a way where, like, she'll be walking out her room, go to the kitchen, and I'll grab her up and I say, "What are you gonna do?" You know. So you teach a different self defense thing. But
the other thing to add on to that is that she's still a girl. She's gonna date boys, and she's gonna be in the car with a black boy, man, whatever. She's still in the line.
Oh, white. You don't know her preference.
Huh?
Oh, white. You don't know her preference.
she's gonna be in the car with a male figure who's stronger than her.
But let's be real. These cops be racist. So you got a black girl with a white boy. Let's say. So however way, it's still no matter what, it's some type of line of danger. Let's say she's dating a black boy. Yeah, he's in his car doing what he gotta do. He fits a description. Cops decide, oh, he's going for his wallet, whatever. The same typical nonsense we've been seeing since family.
It's still trauma. It's trauma both ways.
Right?
I say this and say that, right? Back to how you said, like, when we get stopped by cops, and a lot of people always say, why you don't comply? I don't comply because many of my people and me have the trauma of seeing things and knowing how these situations turn out. So, like, you can simply say, oh, it's comply. Yeah, I can comply, but I've seen other situations where we have complied and still things turn for the worse. Exactly. So it's always a fear or you
don't know what to do.
You don't know what.
Exactly.
So I don't know what to say. What do I say?
So really, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to comply to you because even if I do, it don't work out. So I'd rather try to understand what's going on, regardless if you like it or not. I'm asking a question I have to ask, or it might come off some hostile to you or whatever the case is. But it's still like, so that's really the answer to the question is like, to that why you can't comply is just like, I have been through so much and we have trauma. We legit have trauma on how to deal with police and things of these natures. So it's still like it's and the people, like anybody who ever asks that or say that don't understand how that works because they probably haven't dealt with that or seen that.
And so it's real easy about the situation. Nah, no cap. Like word of the day, befuddle. What befuddles me is, yo, I do not believe in where we live. I can only speak where we live in New York City. In these 5 boroughs, that there's not one single cop who understands what is going on. Like, yo, you just being a fuck boy. Yeah, like you just being like, and it's we all know those kids who were bullied in school when became a cop, so now they wild extra when they pull you over. Like, yeah, all that kind of stuff. But certain situations, like, yo, listen, you're gonna tell me that you are gonna exert your force and kill me and destroy my family for a traffic stop? Because you don't like the way I look, because you feel like my car is nicer than yours, because I make more money than you do, and you don't know what I do. Like, those are all those things.
I'm gonna tell you a true story.
Like, come on, bro.
True story. I was riding down Flatbush Ave. I was coming from like Kings Plaza way. I made a left on the Beverly. The D's pull us over. Okay, we like, yo, what's going on? They like, oh, you didn't signal. Mm-hmm. And the 1,000
and you said the D's. The D's don't do traffic stops.
D's don't do traffic stops. It's not what they're here for. Guns and drugs. That's it. So they said, "Oh, you didn't signal." I was even driving. One of my mans were driving. You didn't signal in the proper time. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's give it a ticket. Let's go. So they're like, everybody step out the car. We gonna search y'all. So we like, whoa, what? Mm-hmm. You know, we like nah, but in the day we like let's kind of comply, but we like. Cause in our head we like, all right, we good.
Ain't doing nothing wrong.
We like, all right, we good. So we being cocky and shit about it. Whatever. Boom. We all get out. But the cops are saying where, like, oh, everybody leave your coats in the car. Leave your jacket in your seat. When we got the car, your hoodie, your jacket, whatever clothes you got on, take it off, leave it in the seat.
Get some gardeners.
So we all got in the car, stayed in the back of like the trunk area, lined up. They cuffed us all. So we sitting there. And we waiting. They searching the vehicle. So we asked, hey, why are you searching the vehicle? This is a traffic stop. Like I smell marijuana. There's 4 of us in the car. I goes, oh, you dead. You know what's crazy about all 4 of us in this car? None of us smoke weed. It's impossible for you to smell marijuana. Impossible. We don't smoke weed. We wound up going to jail. Wow. Because they mysteriously found weed. Not only they found weed, we got to the precinct. And at this point, I was like, yo, these motherfuckers is dirty. We got in the precinct, the cop came out, was like, oh, walked by and said, yo, who knife is this? I found it in the back of the paddy wagon. So we looked at each other like,
you found it in the back of your paddy wagon?
We're like, I don't know who knife it is. And we looking at it like, he's like, well, if y'all don't say who knife it is, we put it on all of y'all.
You better run the prints, nigga. You better run the prints. Ain't that what you're supposed to do? Run the prints, nigga.
That's a charge for all of y'all, right?
Good job.
So we like, alright, whatever. Like, well, I guess we all gonna take the shit. He like, cause nobody else in the van. We check the vans every prisoner we transport. Sure, so I'm like, okay. I'm like, it's crazy how y'all got weed now. They got a knife. So it just, long story long, it was just a way that they were trying to stack up. There's for literally no reason, add charges.
So hold on.
For no reason.
Shouldn't the conversation be that, all right, which one of your officers patted down the alleged suspects and didn't find us? Because how you put me in a potty wagon without searching?
But nobody ever takes accountability.
Exactly.
Like
no, I understand that. That's what I'm saying. This is nonsense.
No. But like the cops could pull it. Like you stashed it. They could pull us.
But you cuffed.
No.
We searched you, but you stashed it.
You stashed it, and on way on the car, you try to put it, leave it in the car to get it. They got ways to make it seem on their favor.
Exactly.
So, but long story short, like after all that, we wound up like now when a guy lock got processed, all this dumb shit. The case got dismissed because it was a bullshit case.
Of course, literally, it was
for no reason.
But then now you got trauma.
For no reason.
But now you got trauma now.
All for not signaling on the left turn.
Of course it is.
So how do you have this? Because I'm thinking about my son get. Because I want to start early. I want to let him know what can possibly happen when he turns of a certain age, when he's in his teenage years.
I can't.
Like, how do you have that conversation?
I mean, my son is younger than yours, so I can't speak to that. But with my daughter.
I mean, yours is different.
But what I tell her, and I'm gonna tell you what I tell her all the time, right? So I said, listen, and I spoke in a previous episode, right? Listen, when you go outside, I get it, right? I get life. You wanna look nice. You wanna look cute. She actually just changed her hair color. She looked definitely a lot older than what she is, and things of that nature. And I explained to her, listen, when you are outside, you gotta understand that people are seeing you like this, and like this. I'm only ever gonna see you as my child. So whoever is around you, like, it is unfortunate that they're the ones who violate you, because it's unfortunate that they're the ones who wouldn't get off. Mm-hmm. But you got to understand that friends,
you're talking
family.
What it sounds like you're saying is speaking of the other side of it, though.
Nah.
I'm talking in the law enforcement matter.
Listen, because it goes both ways, right? Because if you can't help her, if I can't help her to understand her immediate threats that she deals with every single day, because she's not going to deal with law enforcement every single day.
She's not. I don't think females are at a lower rate.
But even males, right? We don't do it every single day, right? We do.
I wouldn't say that though, because
hold on.
Even me leaving here,
I
could not signal.
Hold on. Let me explain to you exactly why, right? Because we are more prone to deal with our environment more often than we are law enforcement. However, that's the problem, right? Because when we do deal with law enforcement, it becomes like, it was once this month, and you get caught off guard. You're like, oh shit! So you all shaking up, and you don't know what to do. So you just comply and let them do whatever, and now you all fucked up.
I can't. There's been times I've been stopped probably every other day within the week.
I got tents on my car, so I get stopped every week.
No, but hold on. So let me say, so my mentality is, listen, I'm going to explain to you what your immediate threats are. However, when it comes to police and things of that nature, understand this, right? Most police, unless you have called them for your situation, they do not have your best interest at heart. Mm-hmm. The fact that you are I'm not going to say bilingual, that sounds crazy, whatever, but you are biracial, right? You are Spanish, you are Haitian, you're living in America, you dress well, you know what I'm saying? You have what you want to have, and you live in a decent neighborhood, right? They're going to assume a lot of things about you. They're going to assume, okay, well, where are you getting this money from? You must have some kind of drug dealer boyfriend. Where are you going? Are you going to school? How far is your school? What time of day are you going to school? What's going on? Is it truancy? Is it that or whatever? And so before I let her know all of the things that are wrong with society, I say, listen, these are what your immediate threats are going to be, right? You're going to be dealing with your inner circle and the things that are in your environment first. However, now when you get approached because of where you are coming from with those threats, understand that these people here are not here to help you.
Mm-hmm. So I can have that conversation with my daughter, because I feel like that's a whole different conversation he would have with his sons. And you said you don't really know how you would start that conversation.
I said I wouldn't know is because you watch it enough that you see the videos. You see the kid comply, he getting shot. You see the kid put his hands up, he's getting shot. You see the kid run, he's getting shot. So it's like, only thing I can say, like you said, like, the immediate threats and stuff like that. Yeah, I could easily tell him, like, don't go in that hood, don't be on that corner, don't be in this certain type of area. But like I said, I can't even answer those questions for myself. I'm coming home from work. It's like I'm coming from where I'm supposed to be, and I'm still getting stopped. And I'm a grown ass man. So then, as a kid,
I think personally, you should, because you don't know how to have the conversation, you should just prepare them for what they can expect.
I mean, the best way you could prepare your child, again, is across, I feel, honestly, is across the same board. You try to teach your child to be respectful. You try to teach your child to handle himself with respect. But that's such a broad thing. We all going to teach our kids that. Which is like, at the same time...
But that doesn't even matter. There's certain cases...
But that's what I'm saying.
So it's
like, what do you say?
What do you really say? Because, like, quite frankly, right? I feel like I am a very respectful person. Like, very few of my immediate friends have seen me get to, like, disrespectful, or to a place where, like, I'm very arrogant. Like, it takes a lot for me to get to that point, because I understand how human nature works. I understand that, like, what's causing you to be the way you are in this moment might not necessarily be derivative of me. It might just be whatever happened to you right before you got to me.
You might just have a bad day.
You have a bad day, whatever the case may be. But when I get to that point, it is extremely hard for me to pull back. Mm-hmm. So I try very hard to allow myself to get to that point. But you got to also understand, like, a child who's 14, 15, 16 years old, right? They're not going to have as much control over their emotions. Yo, you get mad, you tell them to watch this shit, they slamming their door. So you think that cop telling them to get down on the floor, they ain't gonna catch an attitude or whatever, and that's the same attitude that cop is not probably getting home from their kid, and they gonna kill your kids or whatever. A couple of weeks ago, I watched an episode of Law and Order, whatever, not to shout them out, whatever, but it makes sense, right? So there was a PO who was violating his parolees, making him do stuff for him. You know what I'm saying? So there's shit that happens out here like that. Like, you know, you don't ever want to get caught up in the system. You never want to get do those things. But as a parent, it's so fucking hard. Like, I cannot keep my kid from the world. Mm-hmm. And the world is coming for us. Mm-hmm. The world is coming for us. And granted, you know, we got conviction on all 3 accounts for this case.
That's a blessing.
Right? And I saw this thing on TV where a gentleman was putting up on like kind of like the gas station like posts where they like wherever with my supermarket, whatever, Quickie Mart, whatever you might want to call it, right? And they said, you know, his George Floyd's name, rest in peace to Mr. George Floyd, and it said justice served, and he put a question mark at the end. So when I watched that, holding my son, the first thing I thought in my mind was, okay, did they just give us this to appease us?
We probably did.
But you know what I saw is just like, cool, we got one. But then it's almost like when the if you ever notice, if one thing happens, it'd be like 3, 4, 5 that keep happening. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they do it like it's a fad or something like that.
Because we didn't get George Zimmerman.
That's what.
And that was like.
Then that was how many times? Hold on. And it's like.
Point blank, period.
What ends up happening is, this past few weeks, there's been multiple of them. The young kid, I think he was 13. Hands up, he got shot. The other one, the good lady says she forgets that is a taser.
But in that situation, I'm not gonna lie at all. In that situation, I watched the video. Granted, she did pull out a gun and not her taser, which you can automatically tell how light a gun is from a taser. They did have him outside the car, putting handcuffs on him, and he did go in his car.
But that also goes back to what you said about having PTSD. He said that he had other issues prior to that it didn't go so well for him. So it's just the same way too, like myself. That's why, again, when the cop sat there and pat me down, why your heart pounds so fast? It's not because of the fact that, again, because I know y'all killed. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a situation because I did something wrong. I'm nervous right now.
But at the end of the day, back to that situation, regardless of him reaching back to the car, you pulled your gun out. So you knew you pulled your gun out.
Yeah, she should have never.
Just that simple.
She should have never fired.
You knew you pulled your gun out. Just that simple.
I can take the fact that she's fearful for her life. That doesn't mean you got to pull the trigger. No. You point till you see something. I pull my gun out. I'm gonna point till I see something. Now when you bring in I thought it was my taser.
So, let me ask you this, right? So this is what we're gonna do, right? Because I feel like this is a conversation that touches so many people on such a deep level that like we need to get a lot deeper into what we had the time for today, right? But just simply to say that we're gonna wrap it up, but this is only a part 1 of this episode. This is gonna be a 2-part episode that we're gonna put out. The lady who did such, right? I don't remember her name.
I don't know her name either. I don't care.
Honestly, I
don't care.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah, she could rot in jail for all I care. She could sit next to the other nigga that got acquitted for all 3 charges. Fuck the police.
So she was terminated from the police, or she quit, whatever the case.
She resigned.
Resigned.
She had that pension still.
Fuck you.
She good.
Resigned, punk ass. So during this trial, she has a full gate around her entire home as though it is a common. Do you remember when Peter Griffin declared his crib its own place, its own domicile, whatever? She has that set up.
That shit like jail.
She knows what's going on.
So I got into I'm not gonna say conversation, but I had a conversation with my lady, right? And rightfully so. I'm somebody who's majority of the time, very fair-minded. So I was trying to understand what's happening.
And that's why I said that she probably was fearful for her life, but you don't got to pull the trigger.
No, I don't agree with you. And this is what we're going to discuss in part 2, right? So my lady was like, yo, how the fuck does she have gates and security around her ass when all this other stuff is going on? Mm-hmm. And my response to her was, I said to her, and this is something I stand by, I said, you know what? Whoever it is that's deciding it, I said, I would prefer her to face justice before somebody does something reckless and goes and just offs her, because that's too fucking good for her.
Easy.
It is too fucking good for somebody to just go burn down her house or shoot it up or whatever. No, she needs to stand trial and have them same googly dumbass eyes as whatever Charvin, whatever the fuck his first name is, had when they convicted him for being guilty. You looking like, oh shit.
Dead ass?
Like, yeah, motherfucker. You did it and now you guilty for it. So I would prefer that they protect her until she can get to trial.
I just hope we can get two. We got one. I hope we can get two.
Bro, I'm not hoping for another.
The way the pattern has been going in the past years is one, and then we get zero for about 5, 6, 7 of them, and then another one.
There was a lady who was a correspondent. I apologize. I don't remember her name. I'm just watching so much news. And she said that she's been a lawyer for over 27 years, right? And she was in law school when the Rodney King thing happened. And they hit him solely with their batons 56 times on camera. And all 4 were acquitted.
Now the first...
that we've gotten on camera. Ever, yeah. So now we have this on camera for over 9 minutes. We got our acquittal. This is not it. This is just the beginning. This is not we got one. Yeah. No, this is that. This is the start. Motherfucker, this is start. Let me explain something to you. Okay? This is what that time is. This is what our ancestors and everybody was fighting for. This is that time. So I don't want nobody to feel like, this is just a victory and we're going to cheer, we're going to celebrate, and that's it.
Nah, we still got more fighting to do.
And if you feel that, that way, this is one and done and that's it, I feel sorry for you, because that is not it.
And I want to add on, like, the last part where you was asking me that question. You know, they already said, I mean, I don't know where I read it or where I heard it, but they also say, black boys look like, my son is 14. I see my son and my 10-year-old. He's probably, we kind of spoke about it before, but they real chill. Like you was, everybody can say how well behaved they are. They real quiet. The crazy part is that when they black and they see him, they don't see that same thing. Mm-hmm. Like you could see a 21-year-old. Even studies show you say that you see a 21-year-old white boy, that he's more innocent than a 14-year-old black kid.
What did Miss Hillary Clinton call them at some point? Predators?
Mm-hmm. Which ones?
Black males, black children.
But then now you talk about he's 14. We all can sit there and say, remember, your son, being 1 and 10 is not really that far. Mm-hmm. But then somebody else is seeing that kid as a threat. Just like that kid, what was the kid, Tamir Rice? He was 13 years old. Was he even 13? I don't think he was even that old.
Skittles in Arizona.
That was even Trayvon Martin. So you could see him. I see a 14-year-old black kid. I'm like, he's innocent. Even if
play guns.
Yeah. Even if it's as
how many
far
kids
as
is in the park? White kids playing in the park with toy guns, all type of.
So it goes a long way. I mean, definitely it's something that it's definitely a 2-part episode. It could keep going.
Honestly, you know what?
And God forbid, by the next episode is another one, the way this shit is going.
Let me retract that. I'm not even going to say this is a 2-part episode. I'm going to say that this is a very continuous conversation. Where this is obviously very big news and is very prominent in what's happening into today's news. And so we have an obligation, if we're going to be fathers in black men in society, to have a conversation to speak about it.
And in the comments, please, because like I said, my son is 1, and I do hope to have that conversation with him so he's conscious. Even though his mother's in law enforcement, I need him to understand that, they don't know your mother.
Your son is 2.
He's not 2 yet, bro. He's 1.
June.
He close to 2 to 1.
He'll be 2. He'll be 2 in June. He's still 1. I'm not gonna say
he close
to 2
son
is 19 months. I'm not gonna. That's no.
2, bro.
My son is 1. He'll be 2 in June.
To be exact.
He'll be 2 in June. I need to have that conversation with him. If you guys are listening out there, I do need your help to figure out how to have that conversation with him when the time comes.
We listen to the fathers out there, to the mothers out there. Because at the end of the day, this is not a mother-father thing, right?
No,
mothers pray for their sons the way I can't even imagine. My mother is a prayer warrior, and she prays on me like I cannot even imagine, even with everything she has to deal with. But at the end of the day, we have to protect our children. I don't care if it's not my child, but if I am outside and I see a young black male or female being accosted by police, I promise you, I am going to be there to intervene, to ask what is going on.
And I'm not going to be holding the camera. I'm going to be in there. I'm not holding the camera.
No, I need to know what's going on because I understand what my rights are. And quite honestly, I would hope that somebody would do that same sort of thing for my child if I'm not there. Because our children, we have to protect our own. That's quite simply what it is. If we cannot protect our own, we are done as a society. And I feel as though that is exactly what has been going on for far too long. We are not policing our own communities. We do not have beat cops who match our demographics, you know. So, and honestly, if you are out there and you're watching this and you're a cop friend of ours and you have some input on that, feel free to hit us up because we would like to have a conversation with you. We would like to talk to you about ways that we can try to be better. Because at the end of the day, yesterday was yesterday. We're not going to forget yesterday. But if we can build on yesterday and be better tomorrow for it, that's what we have to do. We have an obligation to do that.
Bring back the community old ladies. You know, the people that was keeping us from getting in trouble. Telling our moms that
the snitch on
we
the
was
block.
doing this and that.
The block mayors.
Bring that back. All these kids do is sit home, play the video games.
This is going to be a continuous part series. I'm not going to say it's a part 1, part 2. It's going to be a continuous conversation. We love and we appreciate everything you guys are doing for us. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Dada.